Hi, everybody. Welcome to the MenoLounge. I'm Julie Gordon-White, CEO of MenoWell, Menopause, Bars, and Supplements. So good to see you. We're going to have a fun conversation today. So overdue. I cannot wait. All right, I see you, Jen, here. I'm going to bring up find Margaret. Hi, Ellen. Let's see. This is always the fun part. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, Margaret, I just sent one to you too. I'm going to have to move back. I know, because when we have three people, it gets crazy. There's Margaret. Hi.
Hello,
Hi,
how are
hi.
you?
I'm great. Let's see. There's Jen.
Hi.
Woohoo!
We
It's
did it.
always
We did
pushing
it.
the IG envelope. We can do this. We can do this.
Amazing.
Ladies,
Yes,
happy summer. So fun to see
yes,
you.
Happy
yes,
summer.
official.
Here we go. So long overdue. Please tell me you have your book, because there is one left on Amazon right now.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we have our
Okay.
book. Mine's in the other room.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Do you have the Margaret, do you have it right with you?
I have it behind me.
Okay,
I
Sorry.
have
good.
it. I was too
Good.
busy getting my
Good.
very last. I just reordered.
There's only one left of those, Tim.
I literally,
I'm
there's
gonna
one
get
left.
it.
I ordered the double chocolate because my daughter, who's 23, also eats them regularly. So, yeah,
Okay, well, I may send a little message down to the shipping and, add a little beep, because
that's okay.
daughters need more. But
They do.
ladies, yay, yay, yay. The most unique menopause book. Okay, let's be a little more formal for like 1 minute here.
Yeah, okay.
Margaret Honda, Jen Cote of the Hormonal Hangover Society, the society you did not want to be invited to. Is that right?
That's
Yeah,
it.
nobody asked or thought they would ever be invited to this kind of society,
Right.
but here we all are.
Yeah,
Well,
you're an A-list member.
I
Yeah.
was going to say, I'm kind of glad to be in a society with you two. You know, all the amazing women we have all met and collaborated with and huddled up with, it's turned this weird society actually into something good.
Yeah.
But I don't think we were looking like, oh, I can't wait to get into the Hormonal Hangover Society, right? We
Right.
didn't know who was in there. So let's just jump in. Both of you are on the East Coast. You grew up
Yes.
as besties from a young age, and then
Yes.
Yeah.
had some different things in life really bring you together. Do you want to share a little bit about that before we jump in?
Sure, Margaret, you want to take the lead on that?
Oh, sure. So, yeah, so Jen and I have been friends forever, luckily. So grateful for our friendship. And I think unique in some ways. We really haven't ever been around each other in terms of living proximity and everything. So we have shared pretty much every major milestone in life, including this one, which took us both by surprise for sure. And that's what kind of led to this whole book and idea, and what role can we play in elevating this in a certain way. And we were both going through our own personal challenges, like we all do around this time of life.
Yeah.
Mine was specifically caring for ailing parents. So, of course, had no idea what was happening with myself because I wasn't focused on that. I was
Right.
focused on something else.
Right.
And Jen as well. And Jen, I can have you obviously take it
Sure.
from
Yeah.
here.
And yeah, so mine was, we're heading into empty nesting, getting our kids ready for college, dealing with aging parents. My dad had just passed away. She had both her parents pass away, and then I was diagnosed with early stage breast cancer.
Mhm.
And I had been on hormones since I was 30 because I was actually had premature ovarian failure at 30. So I had to be
Mhm.
on hormones. And then
Mhm.
the diagnosis, I had to go right off the hormones. And um, I swan dived into menopause, and we realized,
Ready to start it.
Cannonballed. I
Yeah.
think it's
right,
cannonballed.
it was cannonballs. And the thing was, our group of friends talks about everything. No one was, and it's so much has changed in a couple years. No one was talking about this in
I
our
know.
group chats and our brunches. And so we said, where's the welcome book to this stage of life? There's an orientation for kindergarten, for college, for joining a country club. Where was this one? Like this. So we decided
Nada.
to create this sassy little handbook.
Welcome.
I love
Welcome
that.
book.
Yeah.
And I love that you guys, not just writing the book together, which you did in remote locations on a Google Doc with edits
Yeah.
back and forth, back and forth. Gotta love that.
Mm-hmm.
But that it was rooted in your long-term friendship. And as women, as we are navigating life in these challenging times and situations, having each other in community, which is why you even built a community around this, it's the secret sauce, I mean, estrogen and progesterone can only do so much. I'm saying,
That's right. And our group of friends, and I'm sure you're the same with yours, is humor gets us through a lot of tough times.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, they're heavy topics, but when you have your friends and your community and a little bit of humor, it goes a long way.
It goes
really
a
does.
long way. Well, speaking of humor, you wrote the book from a fictional perspective, right? Tell us about that, because it's different. It's not page one, this is what estrogen is, this is what estradiol is. Not that, right?
No, it's not medical at all.
Okay.
No.
I mean, we have some
right.
We have some facts in there because we did our research.
Right.
But
we know there's some facts.
A few, right?
No,
but,
my husband actually, sorry, Jen, to cut you off.
Oh,
my husband was just he's in science, and he was just kind of reflecting on our experience. And in science, you have a lot of PhDs, right? Like people who have gone to school and studied a particular topic, they are PhDs. And he was reflecting on what Jen and I have done over the last 2 years. And he, just kind of observed that it's akin to a PhD, because even though we're not medical doctors, we certainly have really entrenched ourselves in the topic to better understand what is happening, and also being able to relay that in a better, a less, a less scary way, right?
Yeah,
in
a little
way
less
intimidating.
Yeah,
Thank you. There's the menopause brain.
It's menopause.
Mine's
we really
right
wanted.
At the moment. Good.
We just wanted it to be sort of a pep talk. A little bit of a pep talk, sort of your cheerleaders on the sideline, group chat meets pep talk, and spark conversations. Because when we finally started talking about it, the amount of conversations and stories people share with us, people that are normally a little bit more shy and reserved. So every one of our spotlight members that we tell the story of, it's stories that people have told us.
I love it. I know you traveled around 17 plus events, right? Really on the road, sharing, hearing, listening. What were some of the interesting things? Like, if you had a hotline and somebody called the hotline, and wanted to talk, and you're out maybe at one of the events and you heard these things, what would they be calling to ask you?
I think they would be calling to say, like, am I crazy? Quite honestly, because I cannot tell you how many symptoms we have heard from, in our book, of course it is, it's based in facts, but it's from a fictional standpoint, because we just wanted to approach this in a way that people felt like they could see themselves in it. So we didn't want to, do one specific person or thing or anything, but we did only highlight the what we thought were the symptoms that we heard most about, and that factually probably are the most common symptoms that you see. But I think the hotline would be like, I can't, what is this like itch in my ear? Is this possibly a symptom? And yes, it is. I can attest to that, because I actually have that as a symptom.
An itch in your ear.
Yes, it's so itchy all the time. It's crazy.
A lot of times people would say to me, and I literally would say after we wrote that in the book, I heard from several people about, the heavy bleeding that they thought that I have one friend that said, I woke up and it looked like a crime scene in my bed. Like, no one warned her about that.
Right.
That's scary 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, those kinds of things are pretty scary. And those stories that people tell about the hot flashes at night, sleeping alongside their partner, they're funny. There's some funny stories around that.
Yeah.
And one of the things we highlighted in our book that, we had come across too, is that we're not hearing a lot about is a same-sex couple. 2 women, same house, going through it together in stereo.
Yeah. They're doubling down on all the things now.
Yeah.
So I mean, about that. What have you heard from a gay couple two women, one Perry, one post, or whatever.
Right.
What are you hearing?
Just like, one kind of was in it and was expecting it, like knew the other one was in it, but the other one was in denial. So they kind of had to just, just like a husband and wife, you don't want like when I golf with my husband, don't give me your advice on how to do this. I've got it.
No
Yeah.
mansplaining. Yeah, I got this. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't,
Yeah.
but I don't need you to tell me. Right.
No.
Yeah, right.
No.
Yeah.
I love that. So where has the book brought you to now? I know you've built a community, so tell us more about that.
Sure. Do you want to?
Yeah, no, I mean, Jen's really the mastermind, I have to tell you. It's so impressive. I think that you can appreciate the fact that we are doing this. It's kind of a new career almost, right? Doing something like this at our age. And even though it may not be our full-time careers, it certainly is new and something that we've said from the beginning with the social media aspect of all of this and building a community virtually like this. And we do in-person events, but so much of it is this, right? Like connecting through Instagram and different modes of social media. And Jen has really completely immersed herself in this process. And I'm like she's the coach and I'm the player. She's like, now we have to do this. And I'm like, okay. So,
Well, and Margaret's working a very full-time job. My job is more flexible. And I would say, where you started off in the very,
and creating the community is what I wanted to kind of
yeah,
close the loop on that. Jen has been a massive powerhouse in that way.
trying. But, and it goes to what you said in the beginning is the one thing that I'm impressed that all of us women can keep evolving and changing. And as we're doing so, the incredible women we are meeting.
Yeah.
There are so many women out there that want to help one another. And it's really refreshing to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you when we talked, oh gosh, it was months ago, so impressed with what you have built. You you had a need and you built this. And that's incredible.
Yeah.
And we all benefit from
it's
it.
What we're all doing, right?
We
have our own personal gap. And then those that are a little cuckooer than others, we just lean into it.
Try to close the gap, right?
I know. Sometimes I'm like, what were we thinking? Why did we do this?
Yeah, I never say that. No. But it's the community, it's all of us that pulls us forward and through the harder times, building things, building communities, writing a book. Those are hard things to do, but I just find that we're uniquely capable at this stage of our lives because of patterns that we can see, friendships that we can build, wisdom that we have. And so we actually have more superpowers than we did before. It's just our energies maybe not quite at the same level. Thank God for AI, right? I'm filling that gap a little bit.
I know. And I love what we're doing for this next generation of women. There's, we both went to the Let's Talk Menopause Symposium early May, right? I mean, that lineup of doctors and Katie Fogarty and her doing all of them and Timison, they were just unbelievable with the doors that they are kicking open and the research that's finally happening. And we sort of stumbled into recognizing, wait a minute, we're really behind the 8 ball, but we're getting there. And I think that that's really exciting.
Yeah. I think, I don't know that even there is an 8 ball. I think we all have a different voice in this conversation. And that's what I think is really cool and unique. And you bring whatever your superpower is. And there's always women that need to hear exactly what you have to say and how you say it. And that's our big work, right? Is to keep going through whatever that is. Everybody's at, we don't want to compare, like that, like high school thing. Her thing looks better than my thing, that kind of thing.
Right.
But because we're all different, just like in menopause, we all experience it from a different lens. And so I think what you're doing is super fantastic. Let's talk about the humor side of it more. Tell me more about the goal of speaking and communicating in a way that a woman says, oh my God, same.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that, what I will say about the process is that it was harder than we thought, to try to be funny-ish
Yeah.
on paper is
Well,
so much
I
harder than
trust
doing
Jen.
it this
Jen
way.
is just funny. I mean, just like she's just funny. I'll buy
Yeah.
it. But on
Well,
paper, is it
right?
harder? Yeah.
Yeah.
It is harder because I have to say what we didn't want to do is we wanted, like I said at the beginning, we wanted everybody to see themselves in one of the stories or one of the facts or something. And we tried really hard not to say things in a certain way that might alienate somebody or might offend somebody. And doing that in a funny-ish way is really difficult because
Yeah.
you could like say something and we would go back and forth. One of us would read what the other person wrote and they'd be like, didn't land quite right.
Right.
Like, we need to revise that. So while we wanted it to kind of, we actually started the process being really like cutting edge, I would say, like, or
Yeah.
edgy, much more edgy in the book than we ended at, even though it's still funny because it's, I think, very clever, if I do say so myself. The way that we did it, it's definitely a harder process to write funny, like write in a humorous way.
Okay.
And be respectful.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to ask you, give me some edgy thing that you cut out that
God.
had you just like been super bold.
We
That's
probably would have swore more. I think we would have definitely had more F-bombs for sure.
Yes.
And we had in there a lot, pun intended. And people your audience isn't stupid. They get the pun. So we had so many and we were laughing, being, this is so funny. We're like, that's kind of stupid.
No, I think it's funny because, and now, you know, looking back, you realize, oh, that would have been probably fun to, you know, as many F-bombs as you want. Like, being this authentic. But I know that feeling. You want to be able to connect with so many people, blah, blah, blah,
well,
blah.
yeah, you know. Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm 61 now. I don't care about that as much.
Take it.
I think we're getting there. And it's kind of, it's a good feeling to sort of get a little bit more confident in your skin.
Yeah.
And not second guess yourself quite as much. But you know, that's part of the process and the journey. So
it's the journey.
Yeah.
And if I look at my 85-year-old mom, she really has no filter. So, you know, I still have
yeah.
Big gap.
You're just at the start.
Right.
And like, you know, this is good.
When we talk about, you talked about just making sure no one's comparing each other to one another, and we're not. And for us, it's really a grassroots effort of us just one conversation at a time. You know, we've done virtual book talks with companies. We have one coming up with Maven Clinic next Monday, a virtual, and it's just, I love that companies are putting a focus on their employees to talk about it like this. And we're super excited. And that just for us, you know, at the end of the day, when you think, oh God, am I doing the right thing? Are we doing enough? We're doing enough. And it's just one conversation at a time and one laugh at a time.
Well, it speaks volumes that a company wants to enter into this conversation or layer on the conversation with a different perspective, with humor, because that also is a great opening for women who aren't comfortable just maybe going the clinical route. I don't want to say vagina or whatever, you know. But we can laugh about the V word or however else you're going to say it, or, you know, those kinds. It's a great opening, I think, for women that are not quite there.
Yes, you're right.
I'll give you a good example.
That I was going to say that was a good example. What you just said is something we shied away from in the book.
I knew it.
The Irish Catholic girls.
Right?
Well, and I'll also give you,
I'm getting hot.
I'm going to give you an example of one that Jen, I'm going to call you out. I know you can take it.
Let's go.
No. So in the upcoming real events section of the book, we had one in here that was talking about, where is it? Finding your fire.
I'm a people pleaser.
Finding your fire. This is one of the upcoming real events in the book.
Okay.
Recharge that lost libido by stopping in at the hypnosis lounge filled with plush cushions, aromatic candles, and Bridgerton on repeat. Jen was like, I'm not comfortable talking about my libido. And I'm like, well, you're not talking about it. We're just putting it in the book because somebody is going to recognize that that's them. So that was one.
Is there
Jen was
something you want to say, Jen? Because if you were talking Bridgerton, is that doing it for you? I don't know.
I do love Bridgerton. I mean, who doesn't?
Yes. Yeah.
Hot
But that's a
flashes.
great example. It's like I forced Jen to put it in there anyway,
Yeah.
in a way, right? Because I was like, well, we kind of have to include it because people struggle with this and they
Yeah,
want
it's
to,
true.
and if you're not comfortable with it, maybe that's going to help somebody kind of make that next step, take that next step.
Yeah.
That's right. That's the work of being an author, that if you're uncomfortable with it, then somebody else is uncomfortable with it. So let's link
True.
arms and be really uncomfortable together.
Exactly.
I love
So,
it.
so that was a good one, and that's kind of one of my favorite parts of the book too. Is these upcoming real events. I don't
Yeah.
know if you saw those because they're really all very, very true, and we
Right.
tried to really do some creative work there
Well,
on the event titles.
my favorite part is the membership perks and details, just because
Yeah.
Tell
it's
us
just
more.
sassy. Yeah. Will you read a couple, Margaret? I left mine in the other room.
Okay. Yeah. So membership perks and
Membership
details.
perks.
Hold on. Here we go.
Yeah, help us out on that.
Okay,
Well,
so it's just like, your traditional, like, what do you get when you join a society? Your perks.
Here's your
Your
perks.
perks are you no longer get your period. That's it, period. Rules. There are no rules. It's the Wild West. Grab your boots and saddle up, cowgirls. Dues, guaranteed complimentary membership for as long as necessary. Basically life.
For life.
Benefits.
yeah.
An opportunity to open new doors, like we were talking about, you may want to shut, and a chance you wish you never had to get first dibs on red hot resources. Networking, rub sweaty elbows with fellow society members, gain VIP access to events no one in their right mind would intentionally attend. But hey, shared struggles can lead to unshakable connections. Those are your perks.
It's kind of what's been happening,
Those are
right?
great perks. You
Yeah.
manifested them into your lives as
I
you
think
Yeah.
written.
so. And what we're learning, again, I go back to the Let's Talk Menopause Symposium and the speaker on pelvic floor,
Mm.
PT.
Mm-hmm.
I signed up. I
Mm-hmm.
thought, wow, I'm 54 years old and I'm now just realizing I don't have to wet my pants on the daily.
Not every day.
Not every day.
Most
That's
days.
excellent.
Most
See, these
days.
are the things. This is why we talk about it, and we can bring
Right.
humor to it. But I guarantee someone's like, "Oh, really?" Someone's going to DM you and like, "Who was
Yeah.
that? Was that Dr. Tanya or who was that?"
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I love it so much. All right, so where do you go from here? You are speaking at corporations. I'm so glad they're doing these things now and not just cutting off support for women in leadership.
No,
Different
I know.
conversation.
Yeah.
So you're doing that. What else are you guys doing around the book and other things?
I would say our next big goal, we have two goals. One is we are trying to get have it go with a traditional publisher because we self-published. We'd love to get it into a soft cover version because then it makes the price point even lower. And even the right publisher that would expand it, maybe add something to it that makes it more this handbook that people pass on, a little wit and wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And we have one fun idea for a fundraiser for women's health that I'm chatting with Let's Talk Menopause about. That
Great.
kind of brings a little humor in. So for us, the big thing is just to be able to make the book accessible to people, spark the conversations, maybe get with a traditional publisher, and just see where it takes us from there.
Keep
Yeah.
growing it, keep
Yeah.
spreading.
Yeah.
I think we tend to always want to add something new or start something versus just going deep with what you have because
Yeah.
it's so thoughtful, so well done. There's what, 75 million women. I know you sold a lot of copies, but I think we've got millions.
Yeah, I think we have a few more
We do,
million
and-
we could sell.
And the other thing we really love doing, and both, I'm a people pleaser, and we're both the people our friends would call if they, decorating question or pain advice or what are you taking for a probiotic? We genuinely, when we find a good resource, we want to tell people just because, like we do the legwork, we do just like with the MenoWell bars or just like with a book. We're just excited to try and make things a little bit easier for people and be the friend. Like that's truly our goal.
Yeah, that's really helpful. I think women, especially perimenopausal women, but even postmenopausal women, are just struggling because either they don't know very much or anything, or now once they figure it out, how do I choose? What is
Yeah.
for me? So to have
They're
a
overwhelmed.
curated place where they trust your opinion I think is very, very valuable.
I do want to just share personally, like really quickly, that I'm in because I think we're, Jen and I talk about how like we have these resources, we know kind of what to do. I have just realized over the last couple of months that I'm stalled myself personally on like where to go and what to do next for some of these symptoms that I'm now having that have recurred. And I just wanted to say that out loud during this live because it happens.
Mhm.
And I'm even kind of a deer in headlights at this stage where I'm at. So we're doing this and we think that we have great resources for people who are coming into it or during perimenopause. But to your point, what you just said, things happen after that are just as confusing. Like I'm having hot flashes again at night. I'm like, what is going
You're
on?
like, this isn't
Yeah,
fair. This is
this
not what's
isn't
supposed to. We're
right.
really pointing a lot of our content towards postmenopausal women for that exact reason, because there's this idea that once you get over that one day, like, woohoo, this is so much better. And it's kind of a trick that there's still things happening and what
Hmm.
do we do about them, and
That's awesome. I'm so
not
glad you're
feeling
doing that.
lost and left out of the party. So,
I'll have
um,
to go to your resources
yeah,
then
we
because
have to
that's how I'm
cover all
feeling
the
right
ends.
now. I
Yeah.
really am. So, I mean, it's interesting. It's like it's a continuation to what's next. I'm like I'm starting to think about that, Jen. Like
Mhm.
I'm back kind of I took a couple steps back. We may need to like
I
see what we
know.
can do for that,
Mhm.
audience, but it's great that you're
Mhm.
also thinking that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it's small, small changes lead to big wins. I think we try to give people advice not to get too overwhelmed because there's a fire hose of information, but just
Right.
find the voices that resonate with you and don't beat yourself up. It doesn't,
Yeah.
just try something new or different, and once in a while make it small, and you
And go
got
see your
this.
doctor.
And go
That's
see
good
and
advice.
find the doctor
I
that,
called my doctor today because I was like, I got to get back in. Like, this
Right.
is crazy.
yeah.
Adjustment, please. Yeah.
Adjustment, please. Exactly.
Yeah. At least you have
So
a doctor
tell
that you can call,
Will you,
right? So.
yeah, will you tell us a little bit more about what's on the horizon for you as well? Because you're
Yeah.
continuing to evolve and change.
Yeah, well, there's been so much great content out there for perimenopausal women. And, I'm handing out books left and right, and I have a 27-year-old daughter. She's like, okay, mom, I got it. I got it.
Yeah, we know.
And right. And my son has a 40-year-old girlfriend. So, excuse me, she's pre, but she,
Yeah.
her friends are curious. So, supporting
Yeah.
them. But then I noticed, especially after turning 60, I guess it's kind of a new thing, a new phase for me. But my girlfriends are still kind of angry. How do we miss this? Wait, I don't know. I'm coughing. Okay, talk amongst
Okay,
yourselves.
yeah.
Okay. No, I'm it's
It is, yeah. I mean,
I
there
got
is it's a wide range. So go
it
ahead.
is.
yeah.
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 So you guys are giving me a tickle in my throat. Okay.
Not in the
Um,
ear, the throat.
I know. Is that a new one too?
that's
Actually,
a
did you
new
think?
one. Look it up. It's symptom 258. Tickles in your throat.
Yeah.
Anywho, but just still feeling, many of them have decided not to go hormone therapy route. Me, I'm all in, but they're not comfortable. They still didn't trust the 10-year window.
Yeah.
And so they continue to suffer. They
Hmm.
continue not to sleep. They continue to struggle with, weight gain around the middle that doesn't feel good, and may or
Hmm.
may not choose a GLP-1. So just trying to talk about ways we can support, things they can try. Um, just try to simplify also, because we don't need to keep piling on all the things, right? So
Right.
Totally.
we're always food first, right? Nutrition is
Yes,
our biggest lever.
it
And
Yeah.
is.
then if it makes sense to have a supplement to help sleep better, we're really about single ingredients, because I believe I want women to be able to layer on and off what they need and not be confused about what they might be taking, because there's a lot of different things and proprietary things in them. So it's just a different approach. It just fits with our food first kind of perspective.
Yeah.
100%.
Um,
And
so
we
anyway,
love
it's
the
fun.
food
That's
It's
first.
fun
great.
and it's
Yeah.
new, but it's nice to have a team, that knows, that validates all my crazy things that I want to do. So they're like,
It's just
yeah,
That's
so
yes,
amazing.
no, yes, yes, no, Julie, yes, yes, no. So
and I have
that's
to say
great.
I am really happy. It sounds crazy to hear what you just said though, because that the women who are 60-ish and still struggling a little bit makes me feel less alone, because I seriously, over the last couple of months, I've been like, what am I doing? What's going on? What's wrong? And how can I get through the next phase? So it's awesome that you're doing that, and I am going to tap into your resources.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
it's great because the focus, to your point, was menopause was here. People were focused on
Like the
menopause,
whole
but
thing. Yeah.
it's a whole thing. But the perimenopause really became the star of the show a little bit, which is amazing. Like,
Which is good, important.
It
get
is
your
good.
protein,
Yeah,
you
of
get your
course.
fiber, get ahead of it, start your muscle
Yeah,
training. But the mindset that you're trying to, it seems, harness a little bit more this is a lifestyle now. So it just doesn't stop at
that's
60.
right.
So this is a lifestyle and you have to sustain it. And it's just about being healthy and choosing things that support your body, whether or not you're on hormones, not on hormones. It's the food first. It's all these other things that just small changes that
Yep,
can, you just
And it's
can't
the
take your
things
foot
that
off the
we
brake.
actually can control. And I
Right.
think that's
that's
the
right.
hard piece about being postmenopausal, which I'll never forget. I was having lunch with Dr. Sharon Malone, and she's like, I was saying something about, yeah, after menopause, she's like, whoa, we're postmenopausal for life. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
oh
right.
shit, I'm gonna swear. Oh shit, like that's real. Okay, I never forgot that. That was like 4 years ago. And so if we have that perspective, then
Yeah,
we need to continue to care for ourselves. We need to notice when things aren't right. And we deserve to feel great because, especially in your 60s, if you had kids, most of those people are out the door. Like you are
Right.
actually free.
yes, yes,
Correct.
And you want to
yes,
feel great. You don't want to feel like, oh, now I'm free, but I'm too tired to do anything or I can't
right,
sleep. And
right.
so anyway, so
Yeah,
it's not bad. It's actually great. So it's time to optimize. That's really
yeah.
how I see
That's
it.
it.
So,
And
mhm.
yeah,
Love that
that's
word.
fantastic
And I
because
need that because, like Jen said, I am full-time working, and I commute a couple of days, and so I can't do what I know I should be doing in quotes. So I
Yeah.
have to give myself some grace and I need to optimize. And that's
right.
Optimize.
why I love that word, and I've got to remember that too. So
Yeah.
this is like
But
my
not like
therapy session. What's
biohacking
going on?
optimize, like not like that,
No, no, no,
but
no. Optimize like what I can and cannot do, and
that's right.
adjust
That meets you where you
appropriately.
are.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Jen knows how, you can text me anytime. Jen knows how to get me if you just
Okay,
want
thank you,
to chat,
thank
chat.
you.
But what tips do you want to share that you ladies have gathered up with all of your conversations you've had, maybe your own experience writing the book? Like, it's so fun, right, when we get to talk to so many people, because I know
Yeah.
you have a treasure chest that you might be able to pull out of and share.
Yeah. Sure. I can say a few. Margaret, do you have a few?
Go ahead. No, you go.
Sure. I would say finding a good healthcare partner, making sure there's someone that listens to you and isn't dismissive to you. So finding someone that you feel comfortable with, and that's hard and it's growing and it's getting better, but especially before you're in it, starting to have those conversations. And then the other thing is when you are going to the doctor, making sure you're getting ahead of it with your list of questions because they only have so much time. So really being prepared or not making it part of your annual appointment, set a separate appointment for that. I would say finding your board of directors, which is your people, finding your people that are humor forward, that are there to support you, that you can be comfortable with. So
I
that's
love
two
that you
Yep.
said
things.
humor forward.
Yes.
Humor forward for sure.
Yes.
And on the optimize front, for me, I still have some kids at home. Well, they're all going to be in college next year, but I have had friends. Yeah, I know.
All of them
All of them, all
at the
three.
same time?
Yes. Lucky me.
Yay.
um, still making a meal that is for the family, right? So it's always protein. So I definitely focus on, from a food first perspective, the two things that I know that I can do optimize is making sure I get enough protein in every meal. And then I'm trying to do fiber. So I would say that the fiber thing is a big
Fiber.
one. Yeah, fiber one is a big one for me, to tell people to focus on, because I know how important it is. And yeah, I think those are the big ones that we wanted to cover for sure.
Really good. You know, I always say fiber is protein's BFF. So
Yep. Get them
It's
together.
amazing. It's again, how old are we when I knew fiber was important, but the more I read about it,
Right.
protein, I got you on board. And I think it was Dr. Gabrielle Lyons. I read something of hers, and when she talked about the muscle being one of the largest organs in your body and you have to feed it, I was like, ding, ding, ding. There's just sometimes people say things in a way where you're like, I'm in.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I read something about the fiber. When I really understood the importance of fiber in our body, I've become a little obsessed with making sure I'm getting enough. So, yeah,
Good.
I
Yeah.
know. And
Your gut biome thanks you.
Yeah.
it
For
does.
sure.
It really does. And we're in
Mhm.
such a good spot that we know all this now. And
Mhm.
so that we can continue to feel good into our 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
That's a goal. You know, I had
That's a
the
goal.
honor
Yeah.
and pleasure of spending Father's Day with my parents. My dad's 87, and he
Awesome.
ripped it up on the golf course with all the rest of my husband and my sons and, you know, everybody.
That's so
And,
awesome.
you know, it's just about moving and doing the things, eating well, eating fiber, go to sleep,
Right.
you know, like all of that stuff. And
Yeah.
so I can see it. I have the honor of seeing what it's like to be super mobile and vital deep into your 80s. And so we can do that too.
We can.
do that
We can.
too.
We absolutely can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom
It's
too.
awesome.
So
Yeah, it's amazing. It's awesome.
Your mom what?
my mom's also in the same
Oh.
boat. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but she
amazing.
doesn't golf though. But
No.
yeah,
That's
super
wonderful.
active and you know just strong and vital in their 80s, working out, lifting weights, doing all the things, and protein. They didn't eat there's enough protein though, so I really pushed them
Yeah.
on that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
but anyway, well, I love what you
Good.
shared. You know, I'm super fans of the two
Aw.
of you, and I like to have fun. And all
Good.
this stuff doesn't need to be
Good.
so damn serious all the time.
Exactly.
Okay?
Right.
It doesn't. It doesn't. So
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
That's
But
the secret to longevity too, is laughing.
that is,
So we're good.
finding good people to be around. And we really appreciate
Yeah.
what you've created. Truly, like when I travel,
yeah.
I mean, I have them here all the time, but they're
Cool.
so helpful when I travel because it is really hard to get your fiber and your protein, especially the fiber.
Totally.
So it's
When
great.
you're off having a good time, eating all the good things, you're like, oh,
Right.
I forgot about the basics here.
It's so
people.
I know.
perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Load your pockets and don't eat airplane food. I'm just saying, or airplane
Yeah.
food.
I know. I know.
PSA.
Yes.
PSA, bring your own protein and fiber.
Exactly.
Well, let me know, ladies, when you're doing an event out this way in California. I'm happy to help and support and
Thank you.
anything I can do, because continuing to bring the humor, inviting women to a society they didn't know that they wanted to join, but wish they knew sooner once they
That's
get
right.
It's the coolest place in town.
Right? I'm in.
At least we try to make it cool.
Yeah.
You are the coolest. That's it for sure. Thank you for being here. Remind everybody
Thank you.
where they can learn more and get in the community and get the book before you sell out. Come on, let's go.
Sure. They can follow us on hormonal_hangover. That's our Instagram account. We try and have a little bit of fun and share some information. And our book is available on our website, hormonalhangover.com. And when it's restocked on Instagram, because they can order it through our
on
website.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is on Amazon. What did I say?
Instagram.
Instagram. Oh my God.
I know.
No.
Sorry, guys. I didn't sleep well last night.
Speaking of,
I got you.
Thank you. I think I need to be gotten.
I love it.
Thank you
I know.
so much.
It
All
takes
right.
a
Thank
So
you.
much
Okay,
fun.
ladies, to be continued. Have a great
Yes.
summer.
You too.
You too.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Talk soon.
Okay.
Thanks everyone for
Bye.
joining.
Thank
Be
you.
well.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You
Thank
too.
you. Bye.